Have you ever had the quiet feeling that something inside you knows more than you do? Long before your mind understands, your soul begins to move. It rearranges subtle pieces of your life. It gently closes doors, redirects your attention, stirs your emotions, and whispers truths you're not quite ready to hear. And while your conscious mind still clings to routine, your soul is already preparing you for a different way of existing. Not a tragic ending, not a punishment, a transition. Your soul doesn't need your permission to evolve. It doesn't wait for the perfect timing, the perfect age, the perfect circumstances. It works in silence. It works through signs. Clear, consistent signs that become impossible to ignore once you learn how to recognize them. This is not about predicting the day you will leave this body. It is about understanding that part of you is eternal, and that eternal part is always in motion. Think of it as preparing for a sacred journey. You don't pack your bags the moment you step out the door. You prepare in advance. You organize. You release what no longer serves. You keep only what truly matters. Your soul does the same. It begins to loosen what is heavy, heal what is unfinished, and awaken what has been asleep in you. Many people feel this and think something is wrong. They feel different. Their old life doesn't fit. Their priorities shift. Their inner world feels louder. Fear appears. Confusion appears, and yet, beneath all of that, there is a strange and quiet peace. This video is not about fear, it is about recognition. There are signs your soul is already preparing you for what comes after this brief human chapter. Not because the end is near, but because your consciousness is ready to remember more. Tonight, we begin with the first whisper. The first sign does not come during the day, it comes when the mind finally grows quiet. You begin to dream of those who have already crossed over. But these are not ordinary dreams, they don't feel random, broken, or absurd. They arrive with a quality of presence that your waking life rarely holds. In these dreams, their faces are clear, their voices sound exactly as you remember. Their embrace has weight, warmth, texture. Sometimes you can even smell them. You wake up with your heart full, your chest open, your eyes wet, and instead of fading, the dream lingers. Hours later, you are still there. Days later, you can recall small details without effort. It is as if you did not imagine the encounter, you attended it. That is because you did. When your soul starts attuning to higher frequencies, the veil between dimensions thins. Sleep becomes a passage, not an escape. Those who love you and have gone ahead use this opening to visit you, comfort you, remind you, we are not gone. You are not alone. Nothing is truly lost. They rarely bring fear. They rarely announce catastrophe. They radiate calm. Sometimes they offer guidance. Sometimes they say nothing at all. Their presence itself is the message. You may begin to notice that these dreams grow more frequent. Once a year becomes once a month. Once a month becomes several times in a short span. Your soul is strengthening the bridge. The mind will try to dismiss it. It's just missing them. It's just memory. But a part of you knows the difference between fantasy and visitation. Trust that part. Write these dreams down. Hold them with gratitude. They are not warnings. They are rehearsals in love. The second sign appears quietly in daily life. Suddenly, what once seemed important isn't. The car you wanted, the title you chased, the validation you used to crave, they begin to lose their shine. You look at the things you've accumulated and feel no story in them, no life, no truth. You are not disgusted, you are simply done. This is not apathy, it is clarity. Your soul knows it cannot carry any of this with it. Not clothes, not trophies, not screens, not followers. So it starts loosening your grip, not to punish you, but to free you. You may feel a gentle urge to simplify, to organize your space, to clear drawers, close old accounts, pay off debts, finish what you started long ago. It feels like tidying up, but under the surface, it is sacred preparation. Your inner world is aligning with a deeper truth. You are not what you own. As attachment softens, something beautiful happens. You begin to value experiences over possessions, presence over performance, connection over comparison. You stop living to be seen, you start living to feel. If this is happening to you, do not confuse it with failure or loss of ambition. It is refinement. Your soul is choosing what matters. And if you are here, listening to this, feeling something inside you nod in recognition, stay with this journey. If this message is resonating with you so far, take a moment to subscribe, not for numbers, not for vanity, but to stay connected to a space that speaks the language your soul already understands. The third sign is subtle, and many are afraid of it. It is the sense that somehow you have done what you came here to do. It does not arrive as drama. It does not feel like giving up. It is not the heaviness of depression. It is a soft, grounded peace, a feeling that certain inner chapters are closing as they should. You look back, and instead of only wounds, you see lessons. Instead of enemies, you see teachers. Instead of chaos, you see patterns. You find yourself forgiving people you once promised never to forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because carrying the weight no longer makes sense. Old stories drop away. Old roles dissolve. The urge to blame fades. Your soul is untangling karmic threads, releasing old contracts, packing lightly. You might feel drawn to reach out to someone from your past, to apologize, to thank them, to say what was never said. When this impulse comes from a calm place, not desperation, it is your soul bringing balance. This sense of completion doesn't mean your life is over. It means anything from here forward is bonus. Grace. Extra pages after the main story has already fulfilled its purpose, and in that space, you begin to live differently, less to prove, more to be. Your soul is not closing your life, it is closing loops. So when the time comes, whenever that may be, you are not leaving in pieces. The fourth sign arrives in moments the mind cannot schedule. You are washing dishes, driving, sitting in silence, and suddenly something opens. For a few seconds or a few minutes, you feel as if you are not separate from anything. You sense every sound, every leaf, every stranger as part of one continuous field. You are not observing life, you are inside its heartbeat. Words are useless here. You don't think the insight, you become it. You just know. Life doesn't end. Nothing is truly alone. You are both a single drop and the entire ocean noticing itself. Alongside this, synchronicities multiply. The right words appear at the right time. A book falls open on the exact sentence you needed. You think of someone and they write to you. Questions form inside you and life answers in unexpected ways. This isn't madness. This is alignment. Your soul is practicing existing beyond the narrow lens of the brain. It is rehearsing for a state where distance, chance, and coincidence no longer function the way we were taught. Sometimes in these moments, entire insights arrive like downloads. You understand things about life, death, purpose, past lives, healing, without ever having studied them. You are not becoming special, you are remembering. If this has been happening to you, breathe with it. Don't rush to label it. Don't rush to monetize it. Let it be sacred. Your soul is letting you taste what comes next while you are still here. The fifth sign is strange and yet deeply precise. Your perception of time begins to change. Days disappear, months fold into each other. You blink and a year is gone, or the opposite. A single hug, a conversation, a sunset seems to stretch into a soft eternity. You look at the clock, but it no longer feels like authority. You plan, but your heart no longer lives inside those plans. This is not irresponsibility. It is your soul quietly loosening your dependence on linear time, a system designed for the body, not for what you are beyond it. You may feel less interested in 5-year goals and more drawn to this breath, this day, this honest moment. You stop postponing your peace. You stop waiting for the perfect future to permit you to live. The mind panics. What's wrong with me? Why can't I care like before? But nothing is wrong. The obsession with later is what was wrong. Your soul is introducing you to the only place eternity can be experienced, now. As this deepens, autopilot fades. You remember your days. You remember how the light looked on the wall, how the air felt on your skin. Life becomes dense with presence, not events. It can feel disorienting at first. You may forget dates, lose track, feel out of sync with the rush of the world. Yet beneath that, there is an emerging stillness, a sense that you have stepped slightly outside the machine and into something more honest. If you are feeling this, pause with me for a moment and ask yourself gently, are you losing time or finally stepping into it? You are not the first to experience this. Long before modern language, elders recognized these signs. Shamans, monks, mystics, quiet people in small villages. They all noticed when a soul was shifting. Dreams with ancestors, detachment from excess, unexpected forgiveness, moments of unity, a different relationship with time. Native traditions called it the call home. Tibetan teachings treated it as a sacred opportunity, conscious preparation, not for an end, but for a passage. They honored those in this state. They didn't medicate it, mock it, or fear it. They surrounded them with presence, with song, with silence. They treated them as travelers between two shores, still here, yet already touching the other side. You are not broken for feeling different. You are remembering in a world that forgot what remembering looks like. These signs are not a curse. They are a privilege of awareness. When your soul starts preparing in this way, it is not abandoning life. It is blessing it. It is asking you to live your remaining days, whether they are many or few, with the honesty of someone who knows what truly matters. You are being invited into a more ancient rhythm, one your body recognizes even if your mind does not have words for it yet. Now you've seen the signs, not as predictions of a date, but as mirrors of a deeper process. Your soul is not obsessed with endings. It is devoted to growth. If you are dreaming of those who've gone, if your attachment to things is dissolving, if peace is quietly replacing old wars, if time feels strange, if love is becoming simpler and more real, then something in you is already in conversation with eternity. So what do you do with this? You don't run, you don't dramatize, you don't pretend nothing is happening, you live. You live with more presence, you speak more honestly, You forgive faster. You love without bargaining. You simplify where life is heavy. You listen when your inner world whispers, instead of waiting for it to scream. Preparation for life after death is not about fearing death. It is about refusing to waste life. One day, you will step out of this body like someone stepping out of a familiar doorway. And when that day arrives, all of this, every insight, every surrender, every act of love, will move with you. Until then, let these signs be a blessing, not a burden. A reminder that you are more than this story, and yet, this story still deserves to be lived with tenderness. Your soul has already begun. The question is not, is something wrong with me? The question is, now that I remember, how do I choose to live?